Tamara Samsonova, known as Granny Ripper and Baba Yaga, is a Russian alleged serial killer who was arrested in July 2015 on suspicion of committing 2 murders with extreme cruelty. She supposedly has schizophrenia and was previously hospitalized 3 times in psychiatric hospitals. So in this video, we are going to talk about true crime, the story of Tamara Samsonova. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Samsonova was born on February 5, 1947, in the city of Uzhhor, now part of the Krasnoyarsk Krai. After graduating from high school, she arrived in Moscow and entered the Moscow State Linguistic University. After graduating, she moved to St. Petersburg, where she married Alexei Samsonov. In 1971, she and her husband settled in the newly built panel house number 4 on Dimitrov Street. For some time, she worked for an in-tourist travel agency, in particular at the Grand Hotel Euro. The amount of work experience Samsonova gathered at the time of her retirement was 16 years. In 2000, Samsonova's husband disappeared. She supposedly killed him and got rid of the body. She appealed to the police, but searches yielded nothing. 15 years later, in April 2015, she turned towards the authorities again, this time to the investigative unit of the Frunzensky district in St. Petersburg, giving a statement about her spouse's disappearance. In late July 2015, it was announced that Tamara Samsonova, a former hotel worker, had been arrested for the murder of Valentina Nikolaevna Ulanova, for whom she acted as a carer. After the murder, Samsonova had dismembered the body with a hacksaw and then dumped it beside a pond behind her apartment. Security footage had captured Samsonova disposing of Ulanova's body. She could be seen dragging a large black garbage bag out of her apartment, which contained the body of Ulanova. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now, let's get back to our topic. Following Samsonova's arrest, it was announced that she was also suspected of murdering a male lodger in her apartment back in 2003 and dismembering his body. When searching her apartment, police would find the business card for the victim. His identity has never been released, but Samsonova admitted to killing him during a quarrel. His body had been found prior in almost the exact location as Ulanova. In her diary, Samsonova had written, "I killed my tenant Volodya, cut him into pieces in the bathroom with a knife, put the pieces of his body in plastic bags, and then threw them away." Tamara appeared at a court hearing accused of killing Valentina Ulanova. Tamara traveled to Pushkin, where she managed to persuade a pharmacist to sell her a prescription drug, Vanazpam. Upon returning to the city, she bought an Olivier salad, one of Ulanova's favorite dishes, then put the pills in the salad and gave it to her. After that, Tamara cut her up with a hacksaw while she was still alive. Her torso was found in a pond in St. Petersburg. Tamara recorded her murders in graphic detail. Then, there was the matter of her missing husband. No matter the cause and the details, something about Tamara Samsonova captured the attention and imagination of the world. She has been the subject of numerous podcasts, including episodes of Luminary, We Saw the Devil, and Killer Personality, to name just a few. She's also found herself the subject of a few intrepid true crimes. Each grisly new detail provided fresh fodder for the tabloids. In the UK, some hack at the Sun newspaper dubbed her the Granny Ripper, which sounds more like someone who murders elderly ladies rather than the other way about. But far be it from me to criticize such top-tier journalists. Much of the fascination came from the fact that such a mild-mannered old lady could secretly be capable of such horrific crimes. So before looking at just how many victims Samsonova claimed, let's first interrogate her motives. How exactly does a perfectly normal St. Petersburg housewife turn into the sort of person that chops up corpses? Well, as you might have already guessed, there was certainly some severe mental illness at work. Back in the courtroom, she had told reporters, "I'm haunted by a maniac upstairs who forced me to kill." When she moved in with Ulanova, she realized that these voices in her head quietened down, which is why she was in such a panic at the thought of having to leave. The story about the renovations had been made up just so she could get out of her home in the first place. So violent schizophrenia seems to have formed the basis for her series of bloody misdeeds, but the killer granny also augmented her delusions with a healthy amount of reading. Samsonova apparently also dabbled in the dark arts. The diary, which set the police on the hunt for her past victims, wasn't the only book in her flat. It was found atop a pile of texts on astrology and magic. One of her neighbors told police that the killer was a keen reader of all things occult. That in itself isn't a sure sign of a murderer, but when someone's this into it, it's a pretty solid red flag. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you like this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we'll be back soon with another video.